marketing is always changing, always changing. And so if you want to be a good marketer, you need to learn to understand all the newest things that are happening in the world. What's happening right now? AI. Everyone's obsessing over AI. What can you use AI for to make your job as a marketer more efficient? What was it a couple years ago? I'll tell you, for us in 2019, guys, we did a ton of ads through Facebook into Facebook Messenger, okay? And the reason we did this, guys, is Facebook Messenger launched. It was this brand new thing, and we figured out that if you run an ad into Facebook Messenger with a special offer, you can actually get people to opt in that way and give you their phone number and email, first-party data, in exchange for some kind of offer at the restaurant. Back in 2019, guys, we were getting people to opt in for, like, in some cases, 10 cents. And we were getting 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 of these people to come to the restaurant. So think about that for a second. If I'm getting 1 in 4 people to come to the restaurant for an offer they opted in for at 10 cents, what's that mean? It means my cost per acquisition of that customer, 40 cents, minus the offer, right? The food costs, right? That is incredible though. And so we did that and we grew really quick during that time. But the truth is, we don't touch that anymore. We don't do any kind of offers like that anymore, really. And the truth is, if you are doing that strategy, by the way, it's something I really don't recommend. Okay? That was in 2019. It's now 2023. Things have completely changed for us and the world. The average opt-in rate for something like that is probably 10, 20x at this point. Probably no, way more than 10, probably 20 or 30x, to be honest. We haven't done it in years though. And the truth is this, the other reason we stopped that for is because when we were doing that, we were creating a lot of success early on, but then we were making these coupon brands, right? People got used to getting discounts at these restaurants. And so I know a lot of agencies still do this kind of stuff, but if you are a restaurateur and you're talking to any of these smaller agencies that offer you something like this, don't fall for it anymore. You know, this is something that worked years ago and we recommended years ago because one, it was so cheap, it was crazy. Now it's way more expensive, but then also in the long term, it wasn't good for the brand. And so now there's a lot newer things going on. And that's why I mentioned AI. AI is something that we're super excited and passionate about. And we're pursuing things. We're building a lot of new products that actually incorporate AI. And it's one of those things though, where as a restaurateur or any business you're in, I think it's so important to study the changes happening in the world with technology. It's so important to understand what worked back then and what's working now. I talked to a lot of restaurateurs also that are still doing radio. They're still doing TV ads. They're still doing billboards. And I think to myself, they say, well, you know, this worked for us 20 years ago. I said, guys, we had stuff that was incredible just 3 years ago, just 4 years ago, but we stopped and we moved on. And so I know it's sometimes hard to evaluate what's the newest, best thing at the time, but I want you to know every client of ours, every client knows they're working with us because we're using the newest and the best tech out there. Straight up. That's just how it is, right? And the thing is, guys, you know, if you are wondering if your strategy is good or bad or whatever the case, just reach out to us. Guys, we are so open to talking to restaurateurs. We're so open to talking about your specific business and if what you're doing is actually a good strategy or not. And if it makes sense, yeah, we're gonna ask if you wanna sign up. Why wouldn't we, right? But if it's something that we think is good, like, hey, by all means, I'll tell you guys right now, the brand Cheesecake Factory, right? They have an incredible marketing team. I spoke to them about a year ago, what they were doing. It wasn't a good fit for us to work together because what they were doing actually at the time, I remember was like, hey, what you have going on, I don't think you should change it. It's working really well, right? And so again, if you are looking into marketing, you have any questions, just let us know. Reach out, comment below this video if you want with questions. If you're doing some kind of strategy with coupons, I wouldn't recommend it. And if you're doing TV or radio or any of these other kinds of things, guys, man, if that's working for you, and when I say working, you actually can see that it's actually getting you customers and your brand's growing consistent every month, what I would say is, hey, good for you, that's awesome. I can't even imagine what would happen if you tried digital though. So again, guys, I want to make this video just to kind of get my thoughts on really like the market and what's happening right now. But if you've ever had any questions about your strategy, what you're looking at, or your current agency you're working with, feel free to let us know if you have any questions. And if it makes sense, maybe we'll work together too. Cheers.